we do want to start this hour with breaking news. Ukraine launching a missile attack on Russia's naval headquarters. We're going to show you some video. You can see the smoke rising in this video. This is the city of Sevastopol. It is one of the largest cities in the Ukrainian peninsula of Crimea and was illegally annexed by Moscow's forces in 2014. Russian state media says debris is, quote, scattered for hundreds of meters. Now, Ukrainian officials have not yet commented on the incident. It has been an area and a specific strategic target the Ukrainians have spoken about, talked about over the course of this entire conflict. CNN's Katie Polglaze has more. What do we know at this moment? I know this is breaking and moving quickly. What's your understanding of things on the ground?
Well, clearly, as you can see from that video there, this is a quite major attack on Russia's naval headquarters in that region. That is highly significant and a clear success from the Ukrainian side. And let's not forget, this has happened in just a week of several other major attacks in the Crimea area as well. This is clearly part of a pattern that Ukraine is conducting with increasing frequency. Just yesterday, we were talking about the Saki Air Base as well. 12 military aircrafts targeted there. Last week, we were also talking about Sevastopol. Again, a port there, a ship repair facility that was targeted. Again, all of this is targeting Russia's infrastructure, the areas that Russia is using to build the war effort that it is conducting in this area. And clearly, the headquarters of its naval fleet is the biggest target of all. You can see in this video here, huge smoke erupting from some of these areas. This is clearly a very alarming sight, and the Sevastopol governor, the Russian-appointed governor in that area, has told people to stay in shelter, stay inside, not go into the city centre. That is clearly an indication that they still see it as quite dangerous. There's also indications that the debris has scattered quite wide as well, about 100 meters around the area. So clearly quite a major attack that we're seeing happening right now.
Thank you so much for that reporting. We are watching some of the video there where you see those huge plumes of smoke. I'm sure we will get more so we can see the scene where you talk about there's 100 meters of debris spread all over the place. Let me go now to retired Colonel and CNN military analyst Cedric Leighton, who is joining us now. Talk about the significance of Sevastopol, the headquarters of the Russia's Black Sea Fleet. It has now been intact, but this is the same place that's been really involved in the blockade of keeping Ukrainian ships from being able to do their job and take their routes.
That's exactly right, Sarah. One of the key things about Sevastopol, it's the headquarters of that Black Sea Fleet, and it's in that perfect position, as you mentioned, to keep those grain shipments occurring. So the fact that the Ukrainians are going after this indicates not only are they going after what would normally be called control nodes, such as headquarters like this, but it's also a statement to the Russians that if they move forward with blocking grain shipments from the Ukrainians, they can actually have some consequences. And the consequences in this case are that their headquarters, their installations are going to be attacked. So this is really upping the ante as far as the Ukrainians are concerned. What they're doing is they're in essence trying to decapitate the Black Sea Fleet. They had back at the beginning of the war, we may remember the sinking of the Moskva, the flagship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Well, this is the headquarters of that flagship, and they're able to attack it fairly much with impunity, I would say.
Colonel Leighton, to that point, this has long been, I think, a strategic focus of the Ukrainian forces. We're now learning from the Russian government, the Russian side, that at least one Russian soldier was killed in this attack. The strategic value of it from the broader conflict perspective, what does this do for Ukraine? Is this to make people nervous, scared, we can reach you anywhere you are, or does this have a bigger picture effort tied to it?
Well, it actually has both implications, Phil. So yes, we can reach you anywhere is one aspect of what the Ukrainians are doing. The other thing is that it's a warning to the Russians that every single thing that they do will meet with a response from the Ukrainians. And from a strategic perspective, if you knock out something like the Black Sea Fleet, their headquarters, then what you're doing is you're making it really difficult for them to exercise command and control over those naval assets. And when they do that, it makes it really difficult for the Russians to employ those forces. So we're seeing the Ukrainians with a strategy that in essence involves going after the top echelons of the Russian military and the Russian military echelons that are really impacting them. A lot of those missile strikes that are affecting southern Ukraine come from the Black Sea Fleet, from the Black Sea, and those installations there and the ships that are in that sea. And so if those installations and those ships aren't being controlled properly, then that limits the Russians' effectiveness in this war.
Cedric Leighton, thank you so much for giving us that insight. And just again, to sort of rewrap, there has been an attack. It is the naval headquarters in Crimea for Russia. Ukraine, likely the person that did this, they were able to attack Russia's Black Sea Fleet. And we're seeing images from that, huge plumes of smoke. And we're hearing that there is debris spread across 100 meters. We will be giving you updates as soon as we get them from there.
And we also know at least one Russian soldier was killed in that attack. We are going to keep our eyes on this and stay on this story.